A lot of you think the warning has already peaked. I've seen the comments, and honestly, I get it, because rock history is full of bands that burn bright and disappear just as fast. But here's the real question. Are we watching a short-lived moment, or the beginning of something that could last for decades? Now, I realize the Warning has already been together for 10 years, and they've already done something that most bands never achieve. They've built a global audience, they've crossed language barriers, they've earned respect from rock fans who don't give it easily, and they've done all of that while they're still very, very young. They're still at the beginning, so instead of hype or fandom, let's look at this the way that history kind of shows us we should. What actually makes a band last, and does the Warning have it? So let's start off with 3 reasons why I think the Warning will probably last. The first one is that they're young and disciplined. Now, a lot of bands are young, but very few are disciplined, and this is a big difference. The Warning didn't just go viral. They built their skills over years, tight playing, consistent output, constant improvement. You don't get that level of precision by accident. And discipline is the single most underrated trait in long-term bands. Because when trends change, when attention fades, discipline keeps you working. Now, number 2, the Warning takes great care of themselves on the road. This is a quiet factor, but it matters more than a lot of people might think because touring can destroy bands. It's physically, mentally, and emotionally demanding. The Warning has shown something rare. They have control, they're not chasing chaos, they're not feeding the cliche, and that might help them survive. Third point is that they understand the music business and they have their family close. This might be the biggest advantage of all because many bands collapse simply because they don't understand the machine that's around them. Now, here are 3 reasons why they might not last. First is the most obvious. Life changes everything and everybody. This is the part that many fans probably don't want to think about, but it's real. People grow, people change, and at some point, priorities shift. This could mean that one or more of the members decides to start a family or explore a solo career or just choose a different life altogether. And when that happens, even great bands can fade away. Another possibility is loss of inspiration. Rock history is full of bands that just ran out of ideas, not because they weren't talented, but because the spark changed somehow, and they lost the thread of what had given them energy in the first place. The Warning has been creating together for a long time already, and sustaining that creative chemistry over decades can be one of the hardest things to do in music. Third of all, they might just burn out. The silent killer, touring, recording, promotion, pressure, repeat. Even disciplined bands hit walls, and burnout doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it just looks like slowing down and never quite getting the momentum back. So where does that leave us? Well, here's my honest answer. The Warning has more long-term advantages than most bands at this stage. They're structured, they're grounded, they're still young, but longevity in rock isn't about potential. It's about adaptation over time, and that's the part we haven't seen yet. So a lot of you think they've already peaked. I think it's way too early to call. Because if anything, we might not be looking at the peak, we might just be seeing the foundation. So let me know what you think in the comments below.
Welcome members. In part 1, we asked whether Alejandra Villarreal passes the Getty Lee test, and we took a look at 2 audio clips of her younger days playing. Here we're going to use 2 audio clips to listen into what she really sounds like on her own terms without a band or any accompaniment at all. And we're going to use 2 isolated performances, one from Choke and one from Dust to Dust. And between these 2